One Piece Chapter 1127 is just around the corner, and fans are incredibly excited about it, especially because they don't have to wait for 2 more weeks for another chapter. It has been quite a while since Oda dropped 3 chapters in a row, and One Piece fans are absolutely delighted about getting some consistency in terms of chapters. As fans saw in the previous chapter, One Piece has now officially entered the Elbaf arc, and readers absolutely cannot wait for what is to come next. The early parts of One Piece arcs are always incredibly exciting and filled with adventure, and that is precisely what the Straw Hat Pirates are going to be dealing with in the upcoming chapter. All that, and much more that is currently going on in the outside world is also going to be tackled in the same chapter of One Piece, and fans couldn't be more excited. Updated by Ray Penber on September 18, 2024, One Piece just started its Elbaf arc, and One Piece 1127 will be readers' first proper introduction to this new country. Oda will definitely introduce new and interesting characters soon enough, as the Straw Hats explore the Lego City in the Warland through Luffy, Sanji, Nami, Zoro, and Usopp. The mystery surrounding Nami and her group. The previous chapter of One Piece ended on quite a confusing note. Fans saw Nami wake up in a Lego-like city, and it was quite confusing for all the readers. One Piece Chapter 1127 will finally explain this mystery. Although it might look complicated, it is quite simple, to say the least. Essentially, Nami is in a toy house. This toy house has been created by a giant. Naturally, for giants, toys are going to be much bigger, and for the regular-sized humans of the One Piece world, those toys would look like actual houses. That is precisely what's going on here, and fans will most likely see Nami inside a Lego toy house. It appears that all the members of the Straw Hat Pirates have already taken on new attires, which means that they might just be in Elbaf. It is also possible that this whole adventure isn't taking place on Elbaf but on another giant ship. Perhaps the Straw Hat Pirates ship got lost on the sea, and were encountered by another giant ship. This ship could then have taken the pirate crew with them on the way to Elbaf, and as things stand, that is what is happening. As for who could have done this, fans really cannot predict it accurately at this point in time. This is simply because there are no major characters from Elbaf that fans know, aside from the giants that were introduced in Little Garden and in Enies Lobby, and of course, Hyrodine, who has not seen or been heard of. But, given that the Straw Hat Pirates find themselves in a toy house, it might just be that the giant who ended up taking him along is actually a child. If the Straw Hat Pirates are inside a toy house, then the chances of the child being the perpetrator increase dramatically. This child could be a new companion of the Straw Hat Pirates moving on, and it would certainly be exciting to see them help the Straw Hat Pirates explore the island of Elbaf. There is a decent chance of this individual being Loki as well. After all, Loki is incredibly good at mischief, and this could just be his doing. However, the only thing that goes against this being Loki is that this looks like the doing of a child, and Loki was already at an age suited for marriage when last introduced in One Piece. A new giant is introduced in One Piece. Fans could see Loki in One Piece 1127. Clearly, One Piece Chapter 1127 will introduce a new giant to the fans. As for who this giant is going to be, fans will have to wait to find out. Perhaps, the giant that fans see in One Piece Chapter 1127 is Loki. Perhaps, it is someone else. At this point, it is difficult to predict. But, given that fans only knew a handful of characters from this island, Loki would be the best guess. Of course, Oda would rather use this opportunity to introduce new Elbaf characters, who would then go on to become incredibly irrelevant later down the line. That is precisely why a new giant child could be introduced in this chapter, and, at the same time, the island and ideas of Elbaf could be explored as well. All these things are going to be incredibly important in the arc moving forward, and fans absolutely cannot wait for that. The introduction of new characters is always very interesting in the story, and in an arc as big as Elbaf, it could be even more significant. Those who are expecting combat in the upcoming chapter from the Straw Hat Pirates will most likely be disappointed. This is because it's too early in this arc to have a major fight, and Luffy and the crew will have to go about exploring the island of Elbaf first. This depends on whether they truly are on Elbaf, or on another giant ship that is headed to the Warland. Either way, fans will see the next 1 or 2 chapters being focused on the adventure aspect of the arc, which is what will make it very interesting. Dragon and the revolutionaries on the move, the revolutionary army will spring into action soon, of course. While the adventure of the Straw Hat Pirates in a new and mysterious place is going to be very exciting, fans know that Elbaf is going to be more than just the Straw Hat Pirates. Oda has previously made it clear that in the final saga, he's going to focus on many other aspects of the One Piece world as well, which is why pirate crews like the other Yonko, and factions like the Revolutionary Army are going to take center stage as well. Right now, the attack of the Revolutionary Army against the Celestial Dragons is what is most exciting, and fans absolutely cannot wait to see what becomes of it. One Piece Chapter 1127 could focus on it and move the plot forward either by having Dragon and the Revolutionary Army prepare for confrontation, or taking things a step further and having the God's Knights descend from the Holy Land of Marowar and prepare to meet Dragon in battle. This fight is now going to happen no matter what fans think, and it is only a matter of time. Perhaps, One Piece Chapter 1127 is where this confrontation will finally begin, and readers absolutely cannot wait for it. This is where Dragon and Sabo, along with all the other commanders, will show their true powers, and, at the same time, fans will get to see what the God's Knights are made of as well. Things are going to be incredibly exciting in the story moving forward, and fans absolutely cannot wait to see what is next.